Hey guys, before we get into the video, I figured I would just say, since I always forget I had to do this post-editing, but if you're enjoying the content and you want to support me in any way, please subscribe, like the video, share it with whoever. I feel weird shamelessly self-promoting, but I mean, I want to take this more seriously, and I put a lot of work into these, even though it doesn't seem like they do, since I have no experience and I'm just doing my best. But let's get to the tier list, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Hey guys, I will be ranking the best defenders for the new Infernal Codex boss. I'm just going to talk about them briefly and kind of my thoughts on each, and we're just kind of going to go over them really quickly. I took the liberty of making a pretty scuffed tier list. Some of them are blacked out because I don't have them, unfortunately. Most of the lords, stuff like that. So bear with me on this one. I am going to do my best. I'm just going to talk about the skills, why they're good, why they're not, etc., and my reasoning for each of the placements. But to start off, uh, I think. Whoa, voice crack. I think I will start bottom up in terms of rarity. So, first of all, let's do Dagna. Dagna, I'll put her D tier. She's only for the Lord skill. She's not good as a unit. I would never recommend using her since she is a rare. But if you don't have a Lord skill, if you're early game, she can be useful. But the second you get into late game, I would not recommend to use her. And then we get to Rex. Rex, honestly, I'll put, I'll put him F. Just because, why would you use Rex? Early game, probably a bit higher. I could see a D. But, I mean, second you're out of late game, why would you use him? Actually, I'll put him D, just for the early game uses. I don't know, you can put him F or D, who cares? Not important. Next up, we have Arda. Ardeth, honestly, is a bit strange. He's not part of a good faction. He doesn't really have a lot of tankiness. The main thing for this Infernal Codex thing is you need a mix of tankiness, survivability, sustain, and block. So Ardeth has none of that really. He gains a little bit of max HP on his ultimate, but it's only 8 seconds long. He has a passive, which is more offensive than anything, and offense is trash for this Infernal Codex because you can only deal 1 damage. Next up, though, we have Titus. Titus is a bit of a weird one. I'm not entirely sure where to rank him. I think the things that he is best at is because he's designed to not be able to heal. He is fully self-sustainable, but the only thing is he doesn't really have any. He just doesn't have any extra block. But I will put him a B because he's fully self-sustainable. He's missing a little bit of extra sauce that gets him up that a lot of other characters have. In a similar boat, we have Baron. Baron is pretty tanky. He is he has a lot of self-sustain in his ultimate, in his kit. He has unyielding. I would put him B tier as well. Maybe slightly over Titus, maybe lower. I don't think it matters. Baron is solid, but he doesn't really have as much as some of the other characters on this list. Speaking of, we have Isolde. Isolde just straight up S tier. She's a Northern Lord. She's one of 3 Northern Lords. Elder is not good for this Infernal Codex, really, comparatively to the other 2. So, she's really one of 2 characters that you need for this stage to really do anything. Lord of the best faction for this Infernal Codex. She has also a lot of shields, a lot of other things, and also she gains a block on her ultimate. It says only in her range, but she technically counts as an ally. So her ult also gets increased block. So she's very self-sustainable. She has an extra block on her ultimate. She's great. She's awesome, and I recommend her. Next up, we have Mariel. Mariel, I will put C. The reason being because although she does heal, she also kind of gains a bit of um what am I talking about? Sorry. She increases her defense and she has heal. So she's more self-sustainable than the things below. But you don't really want to use Mariel if you have any other options because she's just straight up outclassed. She's not as self-sustainable as you need to be for the stage, and overall just isn't the best. But speaking of someone else who's really good, we have Avalyn. So Avalyn's a bit of a weird one. Uh, I think I might put her in low S or high A. I think I'll put her in S purely because she's in every single team in the top like 100 because she's easy to get and she's good. The reason why she's good, if you've seen my short, you should go watch it because why not? Um, but the reason why she's really good is because she has an extra block on her promotion 2. So she has a default 4 block, 5 with an artifact. That's abnormally high. Like Isolde will have 5 with an artifact if she uses her ult, but that's not permanent. Avalyn is permanent. Avalyn also deals AoE stun on her ultimate. Her ultimate is very cheap. And she has a lot of defense and defense increasing abilities. She's just all around essential, easy to get, easy to use, very, very strong. Next up, we have Olog. I want to put Olog S tier as well. I might put him A. I think I will put him S purely because his ultimate also gives him 1 block, which is really, really good. He gains a block. He also has perpetual shield, so he will never die. In my runs, Avalyn and Isolde very rarely died, but Olog will never die for you, so it's just added bonus. He's super self-sustainable, super good. Next up, though, we have Livian. Livian's a bit of a weird one. She's really solid. She has a little bit of control with shield bounce and all of this stuff. 20% damage reduction on her ultimate. And it's permanent, blah, blah, blah. You guys can look it up if you want. But overall, she's pretty solid. I want to put her B, but I think for the terms of balancing the tier list, because I like seeing it be in a nice order, I will put her C. But she's good. I would say anywhere Livian and above are things you should use if you can. Mariel, obviously, you can use too, but I don't think she's at the same level. Stuff like that. But obviously, you don't have to agree. But that's where I'm putting her. Same with, I think, Constance. Since half her kit with her inspiration is kind of nullified and unimportant. So her ult, you won't even get to use. It does literally nothing. She has she heals, sure, but she doesn't heal anyone else because there's no range for her. She's fairly self-sustainable, I guess, and she is a legendary, but that doesn't really mean a lot. She's not very, very good for this stage or this thing. Next up, we have Brokir. I will put Brokir A. I think this is fair. Brokir does have like the best self-sustain in the game, or at least some of the best. He can't heal himself, and he can't. Well, he can heal himself from the mobs, you know, the stage conditions, but he can't actually like heal himself. He can't put perpetual like shields on him or anything. But he is just so tanky. I've never seen him die before anyone else. He's just so tanky, and also he gets bonus points for having an exclusive artifact, which increases his block. So if you're missing a couple Bastion rings like me, but you're lucky enough to have his artifact, you do not need a Bastion ring for him. So that's really good. Just frees up some slots. Next we have Azor. He's either D or F, let's be real. Azor is terrible. He just does damage, but you're never gonna get damage from him. So I think he's F, just off of that. He's built around damage, doesn't do enough damage, excluding this stage, because this stage can't do damage. He's just bad. He's bad, he's not good, don't use him. Next up though is Cyrus. I'm tempted to put him high A or low S. I'll put him high A for now, although I think he should be S. Maybe I'll just put him up. I'll put him here, I think, for now. Obviously subject to change, but the main perk of Cyrus is he essentially has refreshable 5 block on default because he summons skeleton fighters, and those skeleton fighters get a block. So if you put him in the middle, facing down, he's able to toss out 2 skeletons. So 2 skeletons, 3 natural block. That's 5 block, 6 with an artifact. It's abnormally high. He's solid. He's not as self-sustainable as I would like, which is really disappointing. But his skeletons keep him alive. I don't think he really is subject to dying. And he gets a lot of blocks. That's why he's so high. Aurum, I will put D tier. Aurum's a bit weird. I do think he's better than Azor, just because pretty sure he has better base stats. I don't know, maybe he should be F2, but I think Aurum is a little bit better, since on his basic he gets a shield attack or something. I don't know if he puts shields on him, but like he buffs a little bit. I don't know. Just actually, maybe I will put Aurum bottom. Never mind. He does. I'm reading through his kit right now, and I don't see any self-sustain for him. So I don't think he's good. I don't think he's worth it. I think he's trash. Never mind. Though Reeve, I will put Reeve A tier. Reeve is really solid. So he has something on his ult where he inflicts stun. He slows things. When he attacks things that have control on them, he heals himself. All around, just really solid. Definitely a really good unit for this stage, but I don't think he's at A. I mean, I don't think he's at S, since he doesn't have any extra block, which is really the name of the game, which is why these guys are S. So next up, we have Torador. Torador is going to be a B for me, purely because he has a revive and stuff like that. He could be C tier, I think. He doesn't really have enough self-sustain. On second thought, he only really has the revive, so I think I will put him down here. Probably below Constance, really. Though he's a legendary lord, so I guess technically in niche situations he could be better than Constance. But I think he's just so not very self-sustainable that I don't think he should be very much higher than where he is now. Purely because of his base stats, he has a revive, blah blah blah. Next up, though, we have Regulus, who is going to be another A tier unit. He's fairly self-sustainable, which is great. He doesn't have any extra block, but he does. He gains defense for everyone blocked. He gets a lot of max HP, shares damage dealt. He inflicts stun when he's hit too many times, and he has unyielding, which is pretty solid. He's very good, definitely better than B tier and below, and I think he's deserving to be there. Though next up, maybe I'm clogging up S tier a bit much, but Gon, Hars, both S tier. I will say, like, if you have any of these guys, you should be using them. I think Gon and Hars will be like this, and I just have to put them up. Gon, because Gon has the best block in the game. He's fairly self-sustainable, gaining 3, and he has 3 block on his ultimate, so he gains 3 block. He gains damage reduction. When he is about to die, he can't take damage, which is really good. So he's just pretty self-sustainable and has a ton of blocks, so he's very good. And then Hars is obviously the best unit for this stage because he has the Lord skill, and he's just a great unit. He freezes. He has the Lord skill for shields. He has shield on his ult. He reduces his damage taken. He gets increased shield strength. It's great. The only issue with Hars is he doesn't gain block, but he's able to nullify that weakness with his entire kit, with his buffing abilities. And since you're already going to be using Avalon, Olog in pretty much every team, procure when you can, stuff like that, Hars is going to be really, really good for you. If you've seen the meta teams, a lot of them revolve around Hars. If not all of them revolve around Hars, they revolve around gone. Isolde teams are basically, if you don't have Hars, you basically have to use Isolde. I like doubled my score once I leveled and used Isolde. The meta teams are basically all using Avalon, they're using Olog, they're using Hars or Isolde, they're using Cyrus. Some of them are using Reeve, some of them are using Gon. I think Gon is just harder to get, so that's why some people aren't running them at the highest level. Some teams are running Brokir, stuff like that. There's not that many Regulus teams, but I know he's good. And Titus is more as a last resort than anything. Baron is also just solid for mid-game players and can be used pretty effectively. I think I should move Livian up. She deserves to be a bit higher, I think. But I think this is a solid list. If you look at the top 100 teams, I don't think a single one is using Azor, Orim, Ardeth. These guys are slightly more self-sustainable since he has a shield and stun, and Dagna is a lord. But everything, basically, the way I would talk about these tiers is F tier is never level them, never use them. They're terrible. They don't add anything at all. D tier is, I guess, if you need them or your early game, they could be good. C tier is they have something going for them, but it's not really enough to justify using them over the options above. B tier is they're solid, but they're missing a little bit of extra stuff. A is they're quite good, they survive a long time, but they don't have any extra block. And then S tier is either extra block, insane sustain, and just all around great versatility, great usages, and all around just if you have them, you should use them. But anyways, I think that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed my depraved random ramblings over stuff that probably doesn't matter that much. But hopefully this helps just give you an idea of what to level, what to use. But yeah, just know, prioritize block, prioritize sustain. That's what I meant to say. That's about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all another time. Bye bye.